Hi people, it's me again, obviously, more innovation bird. Yeah, as you can tell from the header, obviously I'm back home from my vacation on Jamaica or to Jamaica, etc. etc. So yeah, it's back to the usual. Sorry, in this segment I'm going to briefly interact with the spirit. I'm going to interact with an entity, and it's specifically the entity from the movie 1980. From the movie The Entity 1985. Now, this movie, I already did a review on this. You can check the link in the description for that. For the review on that movie. It's a quite interesting movie. Long story short, it's about a woman that, and it's based on a true story, that just from one day to the other, out of nowhere, so to speak, gets raped by a spirit, and that spirit just relentlessly sexually molests and assaults that woman randomly. But frequent enough to the point where it's like borderline day-to-day basis. And of course, with all the misery that accompanies something like that, etc. And it happened for the rest of her life. She tried moving, she tried doing this and that, but to no avail, you know. The attacks did decrease as time went by, but she was still, as far as I know, she was still attacked her entire life. I don't know if she's dead. I'm assuming she's dead. If not, bottom line is that, the harassment, the esoteric or the spiritual, the astral harassment never ended. And yeah, we're talking about, it's like seeing someone get raped without actually seeing someone. We're talking about, it's like seeing someone get raped by, a woman get raped by an invisible man, to put it that way. That's what you can expect. The movie is one of my all-time favorites. I still love that movie. Still one of my all-time favorites. I love that movie. It's just obviously based on who I am. That movie was just the shit, absolutely. Now, anyways, I had an excellent idea. I'm going to literally summon and interact with that entity, and I'm going to ask him in real time. I'm going to narrate what he's saying. Of course, he's going to appear purely astrally. I don't need him to appear materially. And that's not how I work. The context of my work entails that I do things purely on the spiritual vantage point, and then it brings about physical results. Immediately I sense like a negative energy, tremendous level of hostile energy coming from that entity, but obviously it's just to let me know what time it is with this guy. For the rest, it doesn't faze me. I feel myself getting really warm, etc. And I'm becoming red. If you can look at me. Yeah, quite a powerful guy. Now, anyways, let's begin. That's simply a background story so that people know what I'm talking about. So yeah, again, if you really want to delve in, you want to know everything in detail, watch the video link in the description first, etc., and all the material that is contained therein, and then you could come back and watch the rest of this. It's all up to you. Now, anyways, let's go. It's entity summoning time. I'm just gonna chillax. To me, it's nothing. I hereby summon you, entity. Entity that that raped and harassed the woman from the movie The Entity 1985. The woman in real life that this movie is based upon, or the real life situation. As far as I know, her name was Carla Moran. I don't know if that was her actual name, but you know what I mean. I hereby summon you, the entity that I'm referring to. Show yourself to me and show yourself to me clearly. Interesting. Okay. Wow. What's your name? He says his name is Weedood. Wiedood. Weedood. Interesting, because in Dutch, this literally translates to who's dead or who dies. Better said, who dies. Okay, again, Wiedood. I repeat, Wiedood. Now you're quite powerful. Power level 67. Now tell me a bit about yourself. What are you exactly? Are you a dead person or are you what exactly? Okay, he's saying that he's a dead guy, or he used to be a man once, and now I'm understanding. He says he used to be a man that sexually violated women and children. Disgusting, obviously, yeah. And he says he became deified, essentially, by gaining more experience in the astral plane when he died, in terms of manifestation and whatnot, or better said, specifically manifestation, so overall magic. And what else can I say? Or better said, what else can you say? And that's why he's so strong. Again, power level 67. Yes, power level 67. And is there any reason for you why you raped that woman? He says no, and he's laughing maniacally. He says there is no specific reason. I was simply walking by, so to speak. Walking past her astrally, essentially I was within her vicinity spiritually, and I thought she was a nice piece of ass, and her fear and suffering only exacerbated my power, made me even stronger. That's why I just kept on going relentlessly. Her agony fuels me, as well as that of others. That's what he's saying. And that is all. He says yes, that is all, unless you have any other questions. No, that's it. I also want to keep this short. Thank you, Yeah, from a neutral point of view, you're a despicable sack of crap. No offense. Okay, that is from a mundane human perspective. From an existential perspective, he says, believe me, I understand. No one would like me if I was still a human being, to say the least. I would have been sodomized and tortured, and I would have received as I did to others. Do unto others as they've done unto thee, and all of that. Yes. But again, he's, metaphorically speaking, beating me to the punch. He's simply saying what I was about to say. From an existential perspective, you know that I am a necessary evil, regardless of how evil I am. As above, so below, yes. Nothing I don't know already. He says exactly. Yeah, okay. He's simply asking me if he can go. You can go. Okay, last but not least, he says the name is because he was Dutch, but he's deceptive when it comes to that, because he was like, haha, I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. Am I? And again, my own intuition tells me, yeah, this guy was a Dutch guy. What a metaphorical surprise. Not that I care. But yeah, the second he told me that name, I was like, really? Widowed who dies, or who's dead? It's one hell of a name. Reminds me a little of Finnbog from an earlier video of mine from the Diaklov past. Anyways, guys, to wrap it up, that's what this guy is like. In terms of appearance, he just appears as a humanoid figure that has like demonic looking wings like a freaking gargoyle, but he radiates light all over, like blue, green, and the effect is amazing. Like from a neutral point of view, I can feel how powerful he is. I mean, if I were like the average magician, this would be really, really, really bad news. Like I said, this is just generally speaking, I can place myself in the shoes during stuff like this, during situations like these, of the average person, or essentially a strong magician, a default strong magician, so not being me. So I can see and experience the full effect, all the while not being vulnerable or rendering myself as such. So not rendering myself vulnerable. Yeah, this guy is, he's really strong. It's before I even officially summoned him, I literally felt, and I still feel, like I'm being accosted with negative energy to the point where I feel like I'm on fire almost. And like I said, people might not notice it, but I'm completely red essentially. I literally feel like my skin is burning all over. And yeah, you heard it for the rest. There is no specific reason for why he did what he did, which I already suspected somewhere. I don't know why. This is just like the worst case of bad luck ever. And yeah, everything else he says obviously also makes sense. He kept torturing her because it makes him stronger. And everything else makes sense, okay? It's actually someone that was alive, was a necromantic spirit that essentially became deified. So kind of like a pagan god, but like the worst pagan god you'll ever come across. It's like a freaking god of rapists. Essentially a god of rapists and pedophiles. So yeah, that's it in any case, guys. Let me know if you have any other questions, and I'll see you until next time. Bye.